Hey, disciplined minds. We live in a time where success is often described as speed. People believe that if you want wealth, you must rush. If you want success, you must compete endlessly. If you want peace, you must go through years of struggle to find it. The modern world glorifies exhaustion. Wake up early, work harder, push faster, outperform everyone. And while discipline and effort are important, there is a deeper truth that many people miss. Real success is not only about working harder, it is about thinking better. More than 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosophers understood something powerful about human life. They realized that the greatest victories are not won outside of us, but inside the mind. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire, yet in his private writings he reminded himself of something simple but profound. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Think about that for a moment. The most powerful man in the world did not say wealth creates peace. He said thinking correctly creates peace. The Stoics were not dreamers who escaped from reality. They were warriors of the mind. Some of them were emperors. Some were soldiers. Some were teachers. One of the greatest Stoics, Epictetus, was once a slave. Yet their wisdom has survived for thousands of years because it addresses something timeless: the way we think about life. They understood that success, wealth, and inner peace are not enemies. They can exist together. But they only come when a person learns how to control their mind, their desires, and their reactions to the world. Most people chase success while destroying their peace. Others search for peace but abandon ambition. The Stoics taught a better path. They taught that a calm mind makes better decisions. A disciplined mind attracts better opportunities. And a wise mind knows the difference between what can be controlled and what must be accepted. When these three things align, something powerful happens. Your life begins to move with clarity instead of confusion. You stop wasting energy on things that do not matter. You become calm where others panic, focused where others become distracted, steady where others collapse. And over time, these quiet advantages begin to produce something remarkable: success, wealth, and deep inner peace. But none of these appear by accident. They are built through principles that shape the way you think, the way you act, and the way you face challenges. Today, we are going to explore 7 Stoic principles that can help you build success, attract wealth, and protect your inner peace. These are not complicated theories. They are practical lessons that have guided some of the strongest minds in history. And each one can quietly transform the way you approach life. But before we begin, take a moment to support this journey. If you believe that true success should come with inner peace, not stress and confusion, then subscribe to this channel, because this space is built for people who want to grow wiser, stronger, and calmer every single day. Also hit the like button, because when you do, it helps this message reach more people who may be struggling silently and searching for clarity. And share this video with someone who matters in your life. Share it with a friend who is chasing success but feels overwhelmed. Share it with someone in your inner circle who wants to build wealth with wisdom, or even a family member who needs more peace in their life right now. Sometimes a single idea can change the direction of someone's life, and this video may be that idea for someone you care about. Now take a deep breath, clear your mind, and stay with me until the end, because the first principle we are about to explore is the foundation for everything that follows. Let us begin. Principle 1. Turn obstacles into opportunities. Life will never move in a perfectly straight line. Plans will fail. People will disappoint you. Unexpected problems will appear when you least expect them. Most people see these moments as signs that something has gone wrong. They believe obstacles mean they are unlucky. They believe resistance means they should give up. They believe difficulty is proof that success is not meant for them. But the Stoics saw obstacles very differently. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote something remarkable in his journal. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, the obstacle itself becomes the path. Think about that for a moment. The very thing blocking your progress may actually be the thing meant to shape your progress. Most people try to avoid difficulty. The Stoics learned how to use it. When a challenge appears, it reveals something important about you. It tests your patience. It tests your discipline. It tests your creativity. And in that test, something powerful happens. You grow stronger. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. The metal is placed into fire. Then it is struck again and again by a hammer. From the outside, it looks violent. But without the fire and the pressure, the metal would remain weak. The same is true for the human mind. Comfort rarely creates strength. Obstacles do. Every difficulty you face carries two possibilities. It can stop you, or it can sharpen you. The difference depends on how you respond. Most people react emotionally when something goes wrong. They complain, they blame others, they focus on the unfairness of the situation. But the Stoic takes a different approach. When a problem appears, the Stoic pauses and asks a powerful question. How can this serve me? That single question changes everything. Instead of seeing a closed door, you begin looking for another entrance. Instead of feeling defeated, you begin thinking creatively. Instead of losing confidence, you build resilience. History is full of examples of people who transformed obstacles into opportunities. Many successful businesses began during economic crises. Many great leaders were shaped by early failures. Many inventions were discovered because something went wrong. What looks like a setback in the moment can become a powerful turning point. But only if you are willing to see it differently. Marcus Aurelius faced enormous difficulties during his rule. His empire experienced wars, political betrayals, and deadly plagues. Yet instead of collapsing under pressure, he used those hardships to strengthen his character. He reminded himself daily that obstacles were not interruptions, they were training. And that mindset gave him remarkable inner strength. You can apply the same principle in your own life. The next time something blocks your path, resist the urge to complain. Pause, take a breath, then ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? What new path might this open for me? Sometimes the obstacle forces you to develop skills you never knew you needed. Sometimes it redirects you toward a better opportunity. Sometimes it builds patience and discipline that will serve you for years. What once looked like a problem can quietly become preparation. The Stoics believed that life does not waste experiences. Every challenge contains a lesson. Every difficulty carries potential growth. And every obstacle holds hidden opportunity. But only those with a disciplined mind can recognize it. So the next time life places something in your way, remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Do not see the obstacle as the end of your journey. See it as the beginning of a stronger path. Because often the thing standing in your way is not stopping you, it is shaping you. And if this principle resonates with you, write this in the comments. The obstacle becomes my path. Let that idea guide you the next time life becomes difficult. Because the moment you learn to transform obstacles into opportunities, you begin to walk the true path of Stoic strength. Principle 2. Master delayed gratification. One of the greatest enemies of success is impatience. We live in a world that encourages instant rewards, instant messages, instant entertainment, instant purchases, instant approval from strangers online. Everything around us is designed to give quick pleasure. But the Stoics understood something that many people forget. The greatest rewards in life rarely come instantly. They come slowly. They come through patience, discipline, and the willingness to sacrifice small pleasures today for greater rewards tomorrow. This idea is known as delayed gratification. In simple terms, it means choosing long-term success over short-term comfort. The Stoics practiced this principle constantly. They trained themselves to resist unnecessary pleasures so that their minds would remain strong and disciplined. Seneca, one of the most respected Stoic philosophers, believed that comfort can quietly weaken a person if it is never balanced with restraint. He once advised people to occasionally live with less than they were used to. Eat simple food, wear ordinary clothes, sleep without luxury, not because suffering is good, but because discipline builds freedom. When you prove to yourself that you can live without constant comfort, your mind becomes stronger. Most people struggle financially, emotionally, or professionally because they chase what feels good in the moment. They spend money they should save. They relax when they should be learning. They scroll endlessly when they should be building something meaningful. Each small decision seems harmless, but over time, these choices shape the direction of a life. The Stoics believed that true power comes from controlling your desires instead of obeying them. When you master delayed gratification, something remarkable happens. You begin to develop self-command. You no longer depend on pleasure to feel satisfied. You begin to think beyond today. You start asking yourself better questions. Instead of asking, "What feels good right now?" you begin asking, "What will benefit my future?" This shift in thinking separates those who struggle from those who quietly build successful lives. Think of a farmer planting seeds. The farmer does not expect fruit the same day the seed touches the soil. He understands that growth requires time. The soil must settle. The rain must come. The sun must do its work. Only patience allows the harvest to appear. Your life works the same way. The skills you practice today, the discipline you build today, the sacrifices you make today, all of these are seeds, and one day those seeds grow into opportunities, stability, and success, but only if you have the patience to wait. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the mind must remain stronger than its desires, because when a person becomes a servant to pleasure, they slowly lose control over their own life. But when a person learns to pause before every impulse, they gain something powerful: freedom. The freedom to make wise choices, the freedom to build long-term success, the freedom to remain calm even when others are ruled by temptation. So the next time you feel the urge to choose comfort over growth, pause for a moment. Ask yourself a simple question: is this choice helping my future or weakening it? That single moment of awareness can change everything, because every small act of discipline today is building the life you will live tomorrow. And if this principle speaks to you, write this in the comments: I choose discipline over impulse. Let that reminder guide your actions, because the ability to delay pleasure today is often the very thing that creates success, wealth, and inner peace tomorrow. Principle 3. Discipline is the engine of all success. Many people believe success comes from motivation. They wait to feel inspired before they begin. They wait to feel confident before they take action. They wait to feel ready before they pursue their goals. But there is a problem with this approach. Motivation is temporary. Some days it appears. Other days it disappears completely. If your progress depends on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. The Stoics understood this weakness long ago. They knew that waiting for the right feeling is unreliable. Instead, they built their lives on something stronger: discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. It is the ability to act according to your values, not according to your emotions. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself of this every morning. He wrote in his journal that when he woke up and felt reluctant to rise from bed, he would say to himself, "I rise to do the work of a human being." Think about that. Even the Emperor of Rome struggled with the desire to stay comfortable. But instead of obeying that feeling, he reminded himself of his duty. The Stoics believed that a meaningful life is built through daily action, not dramatic action, not occasional bursts of effort, but steady, repeated discipline. Small actions done consistently shape the direction of a life. One disciplined hour each day can build knowledge. One disciplined saving habit can build wealth. One disciplined decision to remain calm can build inner peace. These small acts may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they create powerful results. Imagine a river slowly carving through rock. Each drop of water is gentle, but over years, the river shapes the entire landscape. Discipline works the same way. It is quiet, it is steady, and eventually, it becomes unstoppable. The problem many people face is that they treat discipline like punishment. They see it as restriction. They see it as something unpleasant. But the Stoics saw discipline differently. They saw it as freedom. When you are disciplined, you are no longer controlled by laziness. You are no longer controlled by distractions. You are no longer controlled by fleeting emotions. Instead, you guide your own actions. Epictetus once said that no person is truly free if they are not the master of themselves. This means the greatest victory is not conquering others. It is conquering your own impulses. Every time you choose effort over comfort, you strengthen your character. Every time you act despite resistance, you build resilience. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you reinforce your self-respect. And something remarkable begins to happen. You start trusting yourself. You know that when you make a decision, you will follow through. That quiet self-trust becomes the foundation of confidence, and confidence attracts opportunity, because the world respects people who are reliable, focused, and steady. Success does not come from occasional excitement. It comes from daily discipline. So the next time you feel unmotivated, remember this Stoic truth. You do not need motivation to begin. You only need commitment. Start with one small action, then repeat it tomorrow, then repeat it again the next day. Over time, those small acts of discipline will quietly transform your life. And if this principle speaks to you, write this in the comments. Discipline builds my future. Let that reminder guide your actions, because when discipline becomes your habit, success is no longer a matter of luck. It becomes a matter of time. Principle 4. Solve problems instead of complaining. If you look closely at the world, you will notice something important. The people who build wealth are usually not the loudest people in the room. They are not the ones constantly complaining about how unfair life is. They are not the ones endlessly pointing out problems. Instead, they are the ones quietly solving problems. This is one of the simplest truths about success and wealth. The world rewards solutions, not complaints. Yet many people spend their energy doing the opposite. They complain about the economy. They complain about their job. They complain about difficult people. They complain about opportunities they never received. Complaining may feel good for a moment, but it does not improve a situation. It only drains your energy and keeps your mind focused on what is wrong. The Stoics trained themselves to think differently. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself of a powerful truth. When you encounter a difficulty, do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask instead, "What can I do about it?" This small shift in thinking transforms frustration into action. Instead of becoming stuck in negativity, you begin searching for solutions. And that mindset has enormous value in the real world. Think about it. Every successful business exists because someone solved a problem. Someone created transportation because people needed to travel. Someone created technology because people needed faster communication. Someone opened a restaurant because people needed food. Wealth often flows toward those who make life easier for others. The more valuable the solution, the greater the reward. But complaining never creates value. Imagine two people working in the same company. Both notice problems in the workplace. The first person spends time complaining to colleagues. They point out everything that is broken. They criticize management. They talk endlessly about how things should be better, but nothing changes. The second person notices the same problems, but instead of complaining, they begin thinking, how can this process be improved? What solution would make this easier? What idea could help the team perform better? That person becomes valuable. and valuable people are noticed. They are trusted. They are promoted. The Stoics believed that wisdom means focusing your energy where it can create results. Epictetus taught that a person should not waste time arguing about how the world should be. Instead, they should focus on becoming someone capable of improving the world around them. Complaining is easy. Solutions require thought, courage, and effort. But solutions also create opportunity. They attract respect. They build influence. And often they lead to financial reward. When you train your mind to look for solutions instead of excuses, you develop a rare mindset. You become someone who moves forward while others remain stuck. So the next time you notice a problem in your life, resist the urge to complain. Pause, take a breath, then ask yourself a powerful question. What solution can I create here? Even a small improvement can make a difference. And those small improvements, repeated over time, can change the direction of your life. If this principle speaks to you, write this in the comments. I focus on solutions, not complaints. Because the world is full of people who can describe problems, but the people who solve them are the ones who build success, wealth, and lasting influence. Principle 5. Let logic guide your financial decisions. Many financial mistakes are not caused by a lack of intelligence. They are caused by emotion. People buy things they cannot afford because they feel excited in the moment. They invest money because others are doing it. They panic and sell everything when fear enters the market. In many cases, wealth is not destroyed by poverty. It is destroyed by impulsive decisions. The Stoic philosophers understood this weakness in human nature. They believed that reason must guide every important decision, especially those related to money, power, and success. To the Stoics, the mind was meant to lead. Emotions were not enemies, but they were never meant to be the ruler. When emotions take control, judgment becomes cloudy, and cloudy judgment often leads to regret. Seneca, one of the wealthiest Stoic philosophers of his time, warned people about this danger. He understood that wealth itself is not the problem. The problem is losing control of your reasoning when wealth is involved. Some people become greedy, some become reckless, some spend endlessly trying to impress others, and others become anxious, constantly fearing that they might lose everything. In each case, emotion replaces wisdom, but the Stoics practiced something different. They trained their minds to pause before making decisions. Instead of asking, "What do I feel like doing right now?" they asked, "What is the rational choice?" This small shift protects both wealth and inner peace. Imagine someone who suddenly receives a large amount of money. Without reason, emotions quickly appear. Excitement, pride, the desire to show success to others. Many people begin spending immediately. Luxury purchases, expensive lifestyles, unnecessary risks. But a Stoic mind responds differently. A Stoic pauses. They examine the situation calmly. They ask questions such as, will this decision strengthen my future? Is this purchase necessary, or is it driven by ego? Am I acting with wisdom or simply reacting to emotion? Reason slows the mind down. And when the mind slows down, better decisions emerge. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that a disciplined mind must remain calm in every situation. This calmness is especially important when money is involved, because money has a way of amplifying emotion. Fear can make people lose opportunities. Greed can make people take reckless risks. Pride can make people spend beyond their means. But reason protects against all three. And something interesting happens when reason becomes your guide. Your financial life becomes more stable. You avoid unnecessary risks. You spend with intention instead of impulse. You build gradually instead of chasing sudden rewards. This is how wealth grows quietly, not through emotional excitement, but through consistent, rational decisions. At the same time, logic also protects something even more valuable than money: inner peace. Because when your financial decisions are guided by wisdom instead of emotion, you remove much of the anxiety that surrounds money. You stop chasing approval. You stop worrying about impressing others. You simply focus on building a stable and meaningful life. And that balance between wisdom and discipline creates both prosperity and peace. So the next time you face an important financial decision, pause before acting. Take a breath, step away from emotion, then ask yourself one powerful Stoic question. What would reason advise me to do? Because when logic guides your financial choices, you protect not only your wealth, but also the calmness of your mind. Because true prosperity is built not only with money, but with wisdom. Principle 6. Ignore the noise of public opinion. One of the quiet traps that stops many people from achieving success is the desire for approval. People want to be liked. They want to be praised. They want others to agree with their choices. At first, this may seem harmless, but when your decisions begin to depend on what others think of you, something dangerous happens. You slowly lose control of your own direction. Instead of asking, what is the right thing to do? You begin asking, what will people think about me? And the moment public opinion becomes your guide, your peace disappears. The Stoics understood this problem very clearly. They knew that chasing approval is like chasing the wind. No matter what you do, someone will criticize you. Someone will misunderstand you. Someone will disagree with your decisions. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself of this reality often. He wrote that people will talk, judge, and form opinions regardless of what you do. So instead of wasting energy trying to please everyone, focus on something far more important. Focus on living with wisdom and integrity. Think about it. Many of the greatest achievements in history came from people who ignored the noise of public opinion. New ideas are often rejected at first. Different paths are often criticized. Unusual ambition is often misunderstood. If every successful person had waited for universal approval, very little progress would have been made in the world. The Stoics believed that inner peace comes from living according to your principles, not according to public applause. Because applause is temporary, but character lasts. Epictetus taught that a wise person does not measure their life by what others say. They measure it by whether their actions are guided by reason and virtue. This mindset creates tremendous freedom. When you stop chasing approval, your mind becomes lighter. You are no longer anxious about every opinion. You are no longer afraid of criticism. You become focused on what truly matters, your values, your purpose, your work. And this focus often leads to greater success. Because when you are not distracted by public noise, you can give your full attention to improvement. You can build patiently. You can learn from mistakes. You can continue moving forward even when others doubt you. Success often requires walking a path that others do not understand. But inner peace comes from knowing that your path is guided by wisdom, not by popularity. So the next time you feel the pressure of public opinion, pause for a moment. Take a breath. Then ask yourself one important question. Am I living according to my values or according to other people's expectations? If your actions are guided by reason, integrity, and purpose, then you are already on the right path. Let others talk. Let opinions rise and fall. They are temporary. But the peace that comes from living truthfully with yourself is far more powerful. And if this principle resonates with you, write this in the comments. I choose purpose over approval. Principle 7. Train yourself to remain calm in difficult situations. Life will test you. No matter how disciplined, intelligent, or prepared you are, there will always be moments when things do not go according to plan. Unexpected problems will appear. Opportunities may seem to disappear. Situations may suddenly feel chaotic. In these moments, most people lose control of their emotions. They panic. They become angry. They make rushed decisions. But the Stoics believed that the true strength of a person is revealed in moments of difficulty. Anyone can remain calm when life is easy, but when pressure arrives, the mind shows its true training. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself of this often. He believed that external events are not what disturb us. What disturbs us is our reaction to those events. If the mind becomes overwhelmed by emotion, clarity disappears. And when clarity disappears, mistakes quickly follow. This is why the Stoics trained themselves to remain calm, even in the most difficult situations, because a calm mind sees things that a panicked mind cannot see. When others see chaos, a calm mind sees possibility. When others see disaster, a calm mind sees strategy. When others rush into poor decisions, a calm mind pauses, observes, and chooses wisely. This ability is extremely valuable in life. In business, those who remain calm during uncertainty often discover opportunities others miss. In finances, those who stay rational during market fear often make the best long-term decisions. In leadership, those who remain steady during crisis become the people others trust and follow. Calmness is not weakness. It is control. It is the ability to stand in the middle of pressure without allowing fear to take over your thinking. The Stoics practiced this through mental discipline. They reminded themselves that difficulties are part of life. They trained their minds to expect challenges rather than fear them. Because when you expect that problems will come, you are not surprised when they arrive. You simply respond with patience and wisdom. Imagine two captains sailing through a storm. The first captain panics. He shouts orders in confusion. He allows fear to guide his actions. The crew becomes afraid, and the situation becomes worse. The second captain remains calm. He studies the waves. He adjusts the sails. He guides the ship steadily through the storm. Both captains faced the same storm, but only one had the calmness to navigate it. Life works the same way. Storms will appear. Challenges will arise. But the mind you bring into those situations will determine the outcome. When your mind is calm, you protect your inner peace. When your thinking is clear, you make better decisions that build success. And when your decisions are wise, you create opportunities that lead to wealth and stability. This is why Stoic philosophy places such great importance on mastering your reactions, because the person who controls their mind can remain steady in a world that is constantly changing. So the next time you face a difficult situation, pause before reacting. Take a slow breath, observe the situation calmly, then ask yourself a powerful question. What is the wisest response I can choose right now? That moment of calm awareness may change everything. And if these 7 Stoic principles have spoken to you today, carry them with you. Practice them daily. Let them shape the way you think, the way you act, and the way you face life. Because success, wealth, and inner peace do not come from luck. They come from a trained mind. Dear disciplined minds, before you move on with your day, take a quiet moment to reflect on the lessons shared in this video. Stoic wisdom is not just something to hear once and forget. It is something to think about and practice in everyday life. I would truly like to hear from you. Which part of this lesson resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comment section. I will be in the comments reading your reflections. In a few days, another focused and practical Stoic lesson will be uploaded on this channel. The next video will be very powerful and deeply insightful, and it may impact your life in ways beyond your imagination. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss it. If you found value in this lesson, please support the channel by clicking the like button and sharing this video with your friends, family, or someone in your inner circle who may need to hear it. Thank you sincerely for your time and your attention.